it's never as bad as you think. It could be worse. One of my favorite coaches, his name is Lenny Moore. He would always tell me, focus on yourself. And I was track with shot put and discus, and if anybody's ever thrown shot put and discus, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially if you're a little undersized and compared to the other competitors. Right. But he would always just tell me, focus on what you have in front of you, work on that to be the best version of yourself you can make, and then we can go chase the other people.
This is Small Business Celebration, where we introduce you to successful small business owners at their place of business so that you can learn something that you can use today to grow a strong and profitable business and get your next big breakthrough. Hey Josh, this is the quietest vacuum cleaner I have ever heard. You can hardly hear a sound. This is fantastic. Oh. Welcome to another fantastic episode of Small Business Celebration. This week we're going to be talking about, okay, how do you track the right employees where you are their second job? We're also going to be talking about how do you develop systems from scratch. And to guide us through all this week is Dillen Harris, the owner of Harris Cleaning Company. Welcome to Small Business Celebration.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here.
And for Visioneers who don't know who are you and what is it that you do?
I'm Dillen Harris. I'm the owner and operator of Harris Cleaning Company. We specialize in janitorial cleaning, residential cleaning, but we really try to focus on the commercial cleaning.
This is the classic story of the prodigal son coming home, because you were born and raised here in Bakersfield.
Yes.
And you left to go to university.
Yes.
And you came back. But the inspiration for you starting your business came from?
So growing up, my grandfather was my hero, of course. I'm pretty sure like most young boys, we all love our grandfather.
Right.
But being in his house, you had to work. And so
I didn't have a choice.
No choice at all. So you're born into it. This is your birthright. You're going to go learn how to clean carpets and be a part of this janitorial cleaning.
What did he do for you that inspired you to start your own janitorial business?
He showed me the tricks of the trade. He also instilled hard work in me and honesty. So whenever we go to a job, he would break down everything we need to do step by step. Right. Most times I would have to take over for him because he was a little older, but I didn't know that until I got older. Right. So
when you start feeling arthritis yourself?
Yes. I should not be 29 years old and feeling it in my back. Thanks to him. Love him to death.
And what's one of the things that you've learned from your grandfather where you say, ooh, yeah, don't do that. I'm not making that mistake?
My grandfather was a very hard worker. He just wasn't the best businessman when it came to making business decisions, which that's not his fault at all. Right. He grew up in a whole different time. He's from Mississippi. He grew up in the 50s. So what he knew very well was hard work. Right. So he instilled that in me. And also I saw the little mistakes and mishaps he'd make on the business side of it. And so I made sure I didn't want to make those same mistakes.
You went to university, correct?
Yes.
And when you did that, what was your degree in?
Business marketing.
Business marketing. What have you learned from your degree that you apply to your business today?
Critical thinking. Very critical thinking. I realize most of business is problem solving. If you don't plan ahead, and we're not going to know everything in business, especially if it's your first business, you don't know what mistakes to look out for. Sure.
What did business school not teach you about being a business owner?
Everything that goes into being a business owner. It's kind of a dream they sell you on and make you believe business is going to be ran exactly like this. Right. Of course, a lot of their textbooks we get and the lesson plans given to us by professors is archaic. It's very old, almost outdated with certain things.
State-of-the-art information for 1980?
Perfect timing. And I went to school in Texas. Okay. So it was a lot different than California. We did have great professors at the university I went to, which was Angelo State University in San Angelo, Texas. But they can't teach you how to run your business for your area, which I realized was the biggest problem.
When you came back home, did you immediately set out to start your own business, or did you work at another cleaning company first, or what was that transition like?
I was very, very intentional before I left Texas. I was going to actually stay for another 5 months, but I wanted to leave early to get a head start on my business. In my head, if I lose any time, I don't have the time to actually grow. The earlier I came back, it was better for me, so I can start learning right away, because I knew it was going to be a learning curve as soon as I started. I'm back home. I've been away for about 4 years. I have to get reacclimated to the culture of Bakersfield from me living in San Angelo, Texas, or Pecos, Texas, or Odessa, Texas. So I know it was going to be a kind of a challenge, so I wanted to come back early.
What was the first job as a business owner that you got that said, yeah, I can do this?
It's a two-part, if that's okay.
Okay.
So the first job I got was actually my first ever customer. It was just a very difficult job, a lot of elements moving that I had no way of preparing for, but I got through the day. And that was the most important part for me. And once I got through the day, I thought to myself, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And then once I got past that like thinking threshold, I was like, oh, well, let's go find something and keep doing it, because we already got past this part, which should be the hardest part.
Right.
So now everything after, it's not gonna be easier, but I can at least learn how to prepare for things.
Okay, so I have to ask, because if I don't, Visioneer Nation is going, what was so hard about it?
Oh man. So this job, a lot of pet urine,
Ooh,
a lot of pet hair. For any cleaners out there, any other carpet cleaners, you know wool carpet is very difficult to deal with.
That pet hair gets into that wool and it just sticks in there.
You think a vacuum would get it all up.
No.
I had to vacuum the carpet at least 5 or 6 times. I had to CRB it, which is a counter rotating brush, where it spins like this,
Right.
and it picks up debris as it's spinning. Had to do that, and then go vacuum it again just to be sure. And then the wool carpet is very, very sensitive carpet, so you have to clean it with a specific technique. And so on top of the urine everywhere, the hair everywhere, it just made a mess of the job.
Oh no.
And it was during COVID.
Of course.
It just made everything so much harder than what it should be.
And the question is when you got done, did the carpet look a different color?
The carpet there was a huge difference. I initially thought the carpet was a dark brown.
Right.
It was a light blue.
What?
Yes. My face after I finished, because it was a lot of work.
Right.
I probably sweated more in that than I ever did in football my entire life. It was the middle of summer, and in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, we have to get this brown carpet back to a light brown, because I can see the dirt and I know there's dirt there.
Right.
The first clean pass, light blue. And I just stopped for a second, and I'm in a hallway by myself. I'm thinking, what have I got myself into? Because I know the rest of this carpet is going to look just like this.
Wow.
So it was a lot of tender love and care for the carpet.
And that was the project that said, when you finished it, yeah, I can do this.
I went home and patted myself on the back after I showered. I was
you showered?
After I showered for about 5 or 6 hours, I was sure to pat myself on the back, just because you never really know as a business owner exactly what you're getting into.
Right.
You understand the parameters of it when you get started to a certain degree, but you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And I always say it's a blessing to be overwhelmed, especially with business. But then sometimes you think, is it really a blessing to be overwhelmed in business? Just because I'm not too sure what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
I could walk into a house or a business where they explain to me on the phone, oh, it's not that bad. It's a regular cleaning. And then I get there and it looks absolutely horrible.
Right.
And you can't tell the customer that, of course, because you called me to clean, not to hear my problems about your carpet.
Right.
So it kind of gave me a better feeling about what I was doing, because I started off myself. Everything I built from the ground up. Unfortunately, I didn't get to keep my grandfather's company. So the logo made myself. The customers had to find myself. All the marketing I did by myself. So you're in this little bubble where it's thinking, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna keep doing this. And then if something better comes up, I'll work it out. And that's exactly what I did. So having that job from the first customer I ever had, and her being very happy with it, me also being, as a cleaner, you're never really exactly happy with a job because you want to be as perfect as you can be.
Right.
But with me being close to perfect with that job, I thought the sky was the limit at that point.
When a business owner gives you a call, especially for the first time, what do you say to them to talk about the things that you can do for carpet cleaning, for their business, or the other services you provide?
So when a business owner calls me, especially if they have a nice commercial space, the first thing I let them know is we can improve the health of your employees. Most people don't think this is happening for cleaning because they think, well, it's just cleaning. You're just getting dirt up. There's so much bacteria, so many things inside of dirt that we don't know is there.
Right.
So having a clean space and you have all your employees there, it'll be better for them. They're breathing better. It smells better. You're not walking into the office every day and it smells like you don't know what.
Right.
You're walking in, it's very nice floral scent. We have our own deodorizers. We have our own cleaning products that we take care of and we also sell. But we want to make sure we get their office as clean as we can to help with the health, the morale, of the employees, because we all know if you ever worked at a place and you think, man, it's very dirty, or I don't want to go to that bathroom, I'll wait till my lunch. Nobody wants to think like that.
And as Harris Cleaning Company has improved the quality of life in your business, productivity goes up, revenues go up, perhaps it's time for you to buy a new house. Might I suggest you reach out to Mike Saba, a Zillow Premier Agent with Watson Realty. Born and raised and never left Bakersfield, give Mike Saba a call at 661-203-8406 or reach him at mikesaba1@icloud.com today. And Visioneers, if you've got a question, you've got a thought, something you'd like to learn about here on Small Business Celebration, reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and your question could appear just like Brandon, who asks, how do you attract and keep part-time employees and engage them when this is their second job?
For me, I try to attract people who are in the same industry. So cleaners or smaller cleaners, because I had the same thing happen to me. When I was getting my business started, I teamed up with another carpet cleaner who gave me opportunities, who would send me work, and I was almost like their part-time employee, more like, hey, I have a guy I notice he's up and coming, give him a chance, he does a very good job. I try to sell it to him in that way, but also the pay. They have their own business. They understand how pay works. So if you pay them as well as they work and they appreciate that, they'll always come back.
Scheduling is an issue, especially when you are the second job, because they have another full-time job, presumably. How do you work the logistics of scheduling with these employees who depend on you for their second job?
So I get a schedule from them to start out with. A lot of the jobs they do on behalf of my company are for like late night janitorial. And these are people who are close to my age as well, and they're as hungry as I am with working. So 9 times out of 10 are not turning down a job they can go do at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. for janitorial to make extra money just because they would need the extra money. So I try to find jobs either later in the day for them or very early in the morning to where it doesn't conflict too much with their schedule.
Many of these employees that you have, are they on a contract-by-contract basis or a job-by-job basis, or how do you structure their pay schedule so that they're able to go ahead and be flexible at the same time so that they can still have their primary job but still be able to work with you?
It's a job-by-job basis. So they'll be paid per job versus being put on a salary. Whatever job they happen to complete for me, whether it be janitorial or another carpet cleaning job, they'll get paid for that job. Of course I get paid as well just because I'm the owner, but I make sure to give them the majority of the revenue for it just because I know they're a cleaner too. I understand the cleaning side of it, so I want to make sure they get paid properly for it. But it's job by job.
Because your business is absolutely spotless, morale has improved, you're definitely growing, maybe it's time to get the word out. Might I suggest you reach out to Minimum Press of Bakersfield to do that. Are you singing carols for the holidays yet? Guess what? Your holiday cards are. Give Minimum Press of Bakersfield a call at 661-323-7757 or visit them at mmpbakersfield.com today. When you call, ask about their September 2025 holiday special. Get your holiday cards and holiday invitations ready now so you don't have to worry about them later. Call Minimum Press of Bakersfield at 661-323-7757 or visit them at mmpbakersfield.com today. That brings us to the Visioneer Game. Now, if you're not familiar with the way the game works, I have a random word generator here on my phone. I have no idea what the random words the generator is going to create, but more importantly, neither does our guest. And our guest has to take each of 3 words that I give him and somehow associate each word with his business. Now, Dylan, you do realize that if you get any of these 3 words wrong, the entire janitorial industry is going to implode, and it'll be nothing but dirty offices and residential homes for miles.
We don't want that.
It's all on you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Your first word is sofa.
Sofa. How can I incorporate sofa to my business that cleans upholstery?
Here's a softball.
So for sofas, we clean sofas from top to bottom. If we have space to clean the back, we'll clean the back for you too. If we can flip the couch up and clean it, we'll take care of that for you as well.
Nice. I got the first one correct. All right. Hopefully the second one is more interesting, and it's view.
View. Oh, come on, that's a little softball. So, the way I clean carpet, or we clean carpet at Harris Cleaning Company, that's also a selling point for us. It's the marketing. So we want you to be very comfortable and happy viewing the carpet. It's not just your regular lines you see for the carpet. We have sharp lines that'll attract your eyes every time.
Very good. That's 2 for 2. It all comes down to this. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. He's getting all the easy ones. Last week's guest, he had a hard one. These are all easy. Made. The random word generator gods are looking down upon you.
I thank them. Made. Of course, we're a cleaning company.
Right.
So those go hand in hand. But we want to be the best made for your commercial business.
Nice. That's 3 for 3. I think the cleaning gods want to make sure we have a nice, clean environment everywhere around.
I'm thankful for them every day.
Well, and now that you've had this life-changing experience on Small Business Celebration, who would you like to thank?
I like to thank Matt Benning with Alconair.
And why is that?
He happened to find me in a random parking lot while I was cleaning a dentist's office.
And what does Matt at Alconair do?
They install, repair, and maintain air conditioning systems for commercial businesses.
And he found you in the parking lot?
Yes.
Was this late at night or what happened?
It was actually very early in the morning.
Right.
I was cleaning a dentist's office in the Rosedale area.
Right.
And he just happened to take a look at my business and he walked over and introduced himself and he was very nice. Didn't turn back. I listened to him, spoke to him. I actually texted him a couple times after that as well. And he was still very nice and very welcoming. Not everybody's so welcoming at first, but he was very welcoming. So he made it really easy for me.
And that brings us to our second Visioneer question, which is also brought to you by Mike Saba, a Zillow Premier agent with Watson Realty, selling Bakersfield homes since 1992. Give Mike Saba a call at 661-203-8406 or reach him at mikesaba1@icloud.com today. Visioneer Lori asks, how do you develop systems from scratch when you're used to managing every task on your own?
Thankfully, the last job I had, I was used to doing a lot of stuff. Accounting, marketing, everyday systems. So I pulled a little bit of what I used to do for my old job and brought it to what I do now.
Okay.
So I try to make sure I at least have a hand in everything that goes on. So just in case somebody happens to miss a day, I can pick up their site for them. I want to make sure I keep it as simple as possible. So at the end of the day, the two main goals is to gain revenue and gain new customers.
Right.
So I try to make sure my scheduling is very well put together to where it's super easy to contact us, whether it be via email, leaving an inquiry on our website, texting us, calling us, Instagram, have all those lanes of communication open to where I can see the customers coming in and then putting them on my schedule. And then of course, pricing for everything is already set up, and we use an app called House Call Pro. So everything in there is set up to where the customer needs something, they tell us exactly what they need, how many rooms they need it for, and all we do is press 2 buttons and it goes straight to our scheduling for us.
How have you developed systems for your employees, especially those that this is their second job and they're on a job-by-job basis? How did you create a system for them so that you know that when they go do that job, they do everything that they're supposed to do and nothing gets missed?
So again, I took this idea from working with property management companies. So a lot of time when I'm gonna go do work, they would give us a work order. And on these work orders, it would say everything that needs to be taken care of. I do the same exact thing, but this work order now is sent to their text, or excuse me, sent to their phone through a text message.
Okay.
So they'll know the customer has a 3-seater sofa, wants this type of deodorizer, has 3 extra rooms on top of that, and this is what we're using for each room, pre-spray. They already know the systems to do as far as vacuuming and things like that. But I send it to them in a work order system to where if they get confused, they can just look at their phone and say, okay, well, for this sofa we're cleaning, we're gonna use our mango deodorizer instead of our cherry because that's what the customer prefers. Or for the rooms, we're gonna use a 10 pH for the chemical versus a 12 because this cleans a lot better. So I keep everything inside of the customer notes form just so it makes it easy for them to reference. It's a cheat sheet.
Sure.
And if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
How do you adjust this for commercial properties, especially since they may have different hours and different kinds of security to go through and different protocols?
So the commercial for us is actually a lot easier. The commercial clients, it's the same thing every time. Once we get our foot in the door and we start cleaning and now we're maintaining cleaning, we already know the things they like. They like the bathroom clean this sort of way. They like this same thing kind of sit for the bathroom, this kind of soap, these kind of tissue papers.
And all of this is part of that checkoff list you were just talking about.
Yes. and they can just go back and reference like, okay, they're going through cleaning a job and they're confused, like, oh man, what scent do we have for this customer? Or what toilet paper do we use? It was 2-ply. Oh, well, let me just refer back to the work order I was sent. And they can go off of that to where if they have any questions, of course they can call me or text me, but everything they need is accessible to them right in their hand.
Why is building these kinds of systems and processes important for you personally?
Personally, it gives me peace of mind. If I make systems that are foolproof and I have fail-safes attached to them, it lets me know I can leave and my business is in good hands, which a lot of times as a business owner, we get too attached to what our business is, which
you learned from your grandfather.
I learned from my grandfather. Also, I learned from my early mistakes when I was doing business. A lot of times I would just work 10 jobs a day and fit as many jobs into a schedule, or a day that I can, but that wasn't the correct thing to do.
Right.
So I had to find people who want to help, and I've gone through employees, people who probably weren't the best suited for my company, until I found the team I have now, which to me, they're perfect. But I wanted to make it easy for them so they didn't have to go through the same mistakes I made.
It's no secret that there's a lot of business owners right now who are struggling, having a difficult time. What do you say to them to inspire them and let them know that, yeah, they can make it?
If you're ever confused in business, or you're having a hard time in business, especially when it's your own personal business and you put in all the sweat equity inside of it, it's gonna get better. And I say this because I've had really terrible things happen to my business where it would have probably made a lot of people quit and go do something different. But if you ever get confused, or you're scared, you're not sure what's gonna happen next month or the next day, maybe you're a little short for your bills for the month just because you're putting everything into your business, I always tell people, go work a little harder. And what I mean by that is, of course, you're not gonna always find work, because that would be great for everybody, but you can go work on something for your business. Maybe you don't put enough time into your marketing. I watch a bunch of YouTube videos on stuff I get confused about. Go watch YouTube videos, okay, I can improve my marketing this way. Or you're probably lacking in your accounting. Well, go take a look at your accounting. Or maybe you don't have the customer or increase that you wanted to get. Well, go out and knock on doors. And that's all part of just working. And I always believe if you work a little harder, because I feel like that's the secret to success, is just working hard. If you just work a little harder during a time of confusion, you'll work yourself out of it. Now, I don't mean to overwork yourself, but just put a little extra time that you have into it to go just continue working. It's a mental thing with owning a business a lot. So if you're confused about it and you're not sure, okay, well, what's my next step in business, or how do I fix this problem here? Well, first address, well, I'm not giving this much attention to this part of my business. And then go work just a little extra there. Find something to do. Change the hue of the left side of your logo color to be a little brighter, to maybe it's attracting a different customer. Something, it always helps. It's never as bad as you think. It could be worse. One of my favorite coaches, his name is Lenny Moore. Yeah. To me, he's a Bakersfield great, but he was at BC, and then he went on to New Mexico State. He would always tell me, focus on yourself. And I was track with shot put and discus, and if anybody's ever thrown shot put and discus, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially if you're a little undersized and compared to the other competitors. Right. But he would always just tell me, focus on what you have in front of you, work on that to be the best version of yourself you can make, and then we can go chase the other people. And with his help, I actually did very, very, very good my sophomore year of college.
Dillen, this has been a real treat. Thank you for joining us here on Small Business Celebration.
Of course, thank you for having me.
And if Visioneers want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
You can reach me at my phone, 661-747-6109. You can contact us on Instagram. You can contact us through our YouTube page, our LinkedIn, which is just my name, Dillen Harris.
And I'll be right back with my final thought. Ask, what am I doing right? What am I doing right? Shortly after Small Business Celebration ceased to be an advanced level Toastmasters project that's gotten out of hand and started turning into a business, I was kind of in a crossroads. I really wasn't entirely sure what direction to take the show and the business in. And I would ask other friends and other Visioneers, their thoughts. What could we do to improve? What wasn't working? And that sort of thing. And I was getting absolutely nowhere. And one day I went home and I visited my parents, and I was talking to my dad about this. I was fretting. I was trying to figure out what could we become to become that differentiator, to stand out. And my dad listened very patiently, and as I complained and whined and whined and complained some more, my dad started to grin. He had this wonderful smile that would just creep up into the corners of his mouth. And finally he said, "Michael, the problem you're having is you're asking the wrong question." And I paused for a moment and I said, "Well, okay, what is it?" He said, "You should be asking, what am I doing right?" He went on to talk about how when you ask somebody what I'm doing right, what you're actually asking them is, tell me what you think of me through your lens. What do you judge me on that is standing out to you? And they will tell you straight out, this is the lens in which I see you. There's no glad handing, there's no patting yourself on the back, there's no sitting there not wanting to hurt your feelings. No, they are telling you exactly how they judge you by simply asking, what am I doing right? And in our case, when I started asking visioneers and business owners like you, what are we doing right? The thing I kept hearing over and over and over again is, you help us small business owners remind ourselves that we are special and we are important. So, from that moment on, we have strived here on Small Business Celebration to let you, Visioneer Nation, know that you are important. And it all stemmed from the simple question we begin and continue to ask, what am I doing right? I hope you enjoyed our conversation this week here on Small Business Celebration, and I hope you learned something that you can use today to grow a strong and profitable business. And we'll see you here next week when we celebrate another small business making a big breakthrough.
The one thing nobody tells you about the carpet cleaning business is how expensive great products are. It pays to have great products. It improves your drying time, the smell, the texture of the fiber. Or you could buy cheap ones and have stale carpet that feels like old bread when you walk on it, or it smells like wet dog after you get done cleaning it. So the expense of the very good products to clean with in carpet cleaning. This one trick does wonders for cleaning your kitchen. Scrubbing, not mopping. Everybody mops their floors for the kitchen. I don't like mopping myself if you don't use the proper technique, and all mopping does is push around water. If you can scrub and extract for your bathroom floors, it'll be a lot cleaner than mopping. Never do this to your carpet because it'll never come out. Bleaching your carpet. Do not think of bleach as a cleaning agent for your carpet. Your carpet will go from a nice brown color to a nice highlighter yellow looking color. It'll never come out. If it does happen to come out, it's through the grace of God. The one thing janitorial companies never tell their customers is how dirty their bathrooms are in these office spaces. I've seen things that people shouldn't see inside of bathrooms that were placed there by adults. And I'll leave it there. The number one way to keep your pet from staining the carpet is having a controlled area for your pet to play, be around, or just make sure you can watch your pet. Your pets will go anywhere and everywhere if they're not properly trained, and pet urine, we all know it smells, but it's also expensive. You guys smell stench, we smell money. The number one way to keep your pet from staining the carpet is having a controlled area for your pet to play, be around, or just make sure you can watch your pet. Your pets will go anywhere and everywhere if they're not properly trained, and pet urine, we all know it smells, but it's also expensive. You guys smell stench, we smell money. I've seen this trend on TikTok and Instagram, and it's stupid. Using a Tide Pod and the top lid of a pot after boiling the Tide Pod and scrubbing your couch with it, thinking it's cleaning it. That is going to be the filthiest couch in the next hour and a half. I guarantee it. You've been doing this wrong your whole life, not vacuuming your couch. Now I know I said that and people didn't even think about that. Your carpet and your couch for your house is a natural filter. If you vacuum your carpet, why not vacuum your couch?